Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. We're your hosts. I'm Sybil Amuti.
And I'm Brandis Daniel.
And we're so excited. We have a free gift available just for you.
Yes, go to www.greatgirlfriendsgift.com.
That's right, greatgirlfriendsgift.com. Make sure you download one for yourself and forward to all of your friends.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Pull your pen and paper out and get ready for this episode.
Woohoo! Welcome, great girlfriends. Hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday.
Yes.
And we are back with our productivity coach, Roseanne Uwague.
Hey, great girlfriends.
I just want to acknowledge that it took us how many times to get Roseanne's last name right?
Let's get this straight. It took Sybil. It took Sybil several tries to get Roseanne's last name correct.
I want you all to go back and listen to the last episode with Roseanne. I believe it's 127. She was so country. She's like, and Miss Roseanne Uwague. Miss Uwague. And Roseanne was so gracious. She just let it stay. I was like, okay, maybe that's right. So then I tried it. And then Roseanne gave me a polite, productive nod. It was like, no. So you say your last name, Roseanne.
Roseanne Uwague.
Uwague.
Let it roll off your tongue, girlfriend.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, great girlfriends, we really want to kill 2018 personally.
Yes.
And we want you guys to kill 2018.
Absolutely.
So this year, we are going to be talking regularly about productivity.
Amen. It's a really big theme. I know my personal theme for the year is optimization.
Ooh.
So you are like an instrumental part of my formula, making sure that I do optimize. But like Brandon said, we don't want to leave any stones unturned at the end of 2018. And one of the things that we know about our listener base over the 100 plus countries that are listening is that this group of women is so ambitious and so full of energy and zest and desire to achieve great things. And so what can be missing sometimes is the ability to produce results with the time that we have.
Right.
So Roseanne has been a gift to us, and we decided we're going to pull our own weapons out the closet this year and give you guys access to some of the people and things that we've utilized that have helped us to get to a certain point in our career and our productivity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's do it, ladies.
Can't be selfish.
Let's do it. Before we do it, Roseanne, what's up with you? You looking mighty fine over there.
I know.
Thank you.
She is posted up like a Jamaican cocktail. Her locks are looking gorgeous.
As a snack?
It's a snack, y'all.
It's a snack.
She just tried. A snack.
What?
Use not a snack. You can't say it.
Why? See, you have to be confident in this 2018. Okay, girlfriends, if you can't own your greatness and your dopeness, then you can't be a snack.
As a snack.
It is not as a
It's
snack.
a snack.
It's
What's going on?
Life is amazing. Life is good.
How's business?
Business is good. I'm very happy with my clients, the results that they're achieving, and I'm just loving it.
So for those of the great girlfriends who haven't listened to episode 127, what is a productivity coach?
A productivity coach is someone who helps you achieve results. For me, it's a more holistic picture. So if you're accomplishing 25 things off your checklist, I'm not impressed if your kid is saying to you, hey, can we play? And you're saying no. I want it to be holistic. I want it to be harmonious. So what that means is you look at all the aspects of your life and you say, where do I need to gain results? So productivity coach is someone who's going to help you get the desired results.
Got it. Nice. And so you've done a lot of that with me and Brandis. And in the first episode with you, we talked about reclaiming our time and which I thought was really great because I walked away reminding myself of some things that I had gotten
too. I walked away saying, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you got for us today?
So After the podcast, a lot of people always say, so how do you do it? I need more time. I need tips. Give me 3 steps. What do I need to do? And you know, a lot of times we're looking for the overnight success, or we're looking for schedules or systems. And I can tell you all the systems I can use. I can tell you all the calendar management tools that are out there. But I think what's most important is your mindset. If you have a mindset that I can't, I don't have enough time, I'm not enough, that right there, there's no productivity coach who's going to be able to tell you that you can't accomplish everything if you don't believe it. All right, so we want to start with mindset. Let's talk about all these I can't, I should have, I shouldn't have. There's not enough. I'm not enough.
Okay, well, I'll be transparent first.
Okay. Why don't you go right ahead?
My 2018 fitness journey, because it's not a destination.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. I can't commit to a gym schedule because my day is full. And by the time I decide that the gym is a place that I need to be at, the bed is a better place for me to be. So that was a story that I had told myself. And I also told myself the story that that I just, my time, it was better use of my time for me doing other things that led to other results that were more of a priority. But then you sort of reminded me that if those other things are going to ever be accomplished on a long-term basis, my physical health has to be a part of that. So that for me has been one. And I can't, I'm not going to say that I've committed to it fully. It's a constant reinforcement. So what do I do with that crazy mind of mine?
Sometimes we look at our goal and it becomes so overwhelming because of how we think about it. I have to go to the gym. I have to get on the treadmill. I have to do all this stuff. But when you just put it into perspective, I'm going to take 30 minutes out of my day to do something that I want to do. The other part of it is, why are you going to the gym? Right? Is it because this article told you that you have to go to the gym? Is it because you know that your legacy needs to extend for another 80 years and you want to make sure that you're living the life that can hold your physical body? Make sure.
It could be that I want to fit into these Levi jeans that I just bought.
Right?
And sometimes that's enough. Shoot.
That they only had in one particular size.
But
and I
you had
love
to
them
get
so
them.
much that I was like, I'm going to figure these jeans out.
That's
There
right.
you go.
I love it. I'm with it. I am with it.
You have to just make sure that whatever goal you're trying to accomplish is because you want to do it and you see the value in it. You also have to make sure that you're doing it the way you can. For me, the gym is not the answer for me. I would prefer to dance. I'd love to go swimming. I'll take a walk. But if you're not a gym person, figure out what works for you. So we know that health and fitness is important. Now we figure out what is the good thing for you. For Brandis, it may be the gym. For Sybil, it may be walking in the park. But find out what works for you, and then we'll work on accomplishing the goal.
It used to be chasing toddlers, but they're not toddlers anymore, so I don't have to chase them. When I was chasing the toddlers, man,
Everybody told me I would lose so much weight chasing the toddler. I'm not.
We were in the park daily, rain, hail, sleet, or snow, and I was chasing little kids every day.
Yeah.
No matter what day of the week it was, and picking up kids and dropping them down. And my kids were tanks, so it was like a constant.
They were solid kids.
Now they're on iPads.
Right.
And they have sports, so I don't have to chase them as much.
Yeah.
I need to have my own compelling reason, my why, my mindset.
There you go.
I like that, Roseanne. I'm working on that one.
That's so good.
Yeah, so girlfriends, we just have to make sure that whatever you're trying to accomplish is because you're walking your own walk, right? A lot of times we go on these websites or we go on social media and we say, oh, this person is doing that. I need to do that too. Right? But you have to walk your own path. And in addition to walking your own path, you have to make sure that you're not coveting someone else's life, right? So when I want to talk about mindset, there are some people who are like, I'm not enough. I don't have enough. There isn't enough. And I'll give you my own personal stories. I remember before I wanted to start productivity coaching, there are certain topics that really resonated with me. I always love talking about standards and knowing your worth. I love talking about women taking their place. And then I listened to this woman who was speaking about the same things, and I got so excited. I was like, yes, she gets it. She knows what I'm talking about. And then that excitement turned into fear, like, uh-oh, maybe I'm too late. I waited too long. Someone else took my place. And it was funny because I actually had a conversation with Sybil. I didn't tell her the backstory, but I was telling her, yeah, you know, I don't really know about this whole speaking thing. I don't really know about all this coaching stuff. Maybe it's not time for right now. And she was like, Roseanne, there is enough. There's enough resources. You have what you need. And just off that conversation, it was a reminder that there is enough. I am enough. And I have everything that I need. Sometimes we think we don't have the resources because we're too busy looking at someone else's resources. We're looking at, well, Brandis has XYZ and Sybil has ABC, but you're not Brandis, you're not Sybil. I'm Roseanne. I have to walk my own path. I have to remind myself daily that I am enough. So when someone comes to me and they're like, well, how is it that you're able to accomplish XYZ? Because my mind says I can. Mm-hmm. Right? So I just want to encourage you ladies to remember that you are enough. Now, the other part is, I want
to stop right there.
Yeah,
because I had a mentor that told me this many years ago. She was like, results always start in the mind. And when she told me that, I was so irritated because I was looking for, I was like, give me some steps.
Give me some
Right.
steps.
You're going to lead me to my result. And she was like, results always start in your mind. You have to first believe it in your mind. You have to claim it in your mind. You have to commit to the result before you can actually work it out in your mindset.
Exactly.
And she was like, then your mindset will open you up to it. And I was so irritated with her. This was in grad school, and I was really in my mind like, okay, I'm about done with grad school. This is just not my thing. But I left her feeling like, what's she talking about? And I studied that, and that stuck with me. And I hear it from people all the time.
Right.
But it goes back to what you're saying with time. It's like the outcome of the result, the achievement in the mind is where the win begins, and then you work it out with how you use your time from there.
Exactly, because if you look at it, what is life? Life is time. Life is the second, the minute, the hour, the day. That's what your life is. Mm-hmm. So when you look at your life 20 years later, it's what did you do with your time? Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes we get so deep and we're like, break it down. What is your life? Your life is what you're going to do the next 20 minutes, what you're going to do the next year, what are you going to do the next 5 years. That is what life is. So if you're trying to be purposeful, or you're trying to be productive, or you're trying to leave a legacy, how are you spending your time? It's that simple. And that's why I started the podcast the way I did, the episode the way I did. Because if I'm saying, well, do these 3 steps, do these 10 steps, do these 3 tips, that's not enough. You need to make sure that your mind is in the right place.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want tips, I'll give you a tip. I'm not extraordinary. That's number 1. Because when I talk to people or I tell people what I've accomplished, they're like, oh, but you wrote a book and you have 2 kids. You want me...
2 books, 2 kids. But anyway.
You want me to look like this person on a pedestal so that you can have an excuse to not do what you're supposed to do. But I'm not letting you off the hook.
Mm-hmm. I see what you mean.
I'm telling you, because if you think about it, even when I think about sometimes in my own life, I mean, the story I kept telling myself, especially when Sky was very young, she was at home with me, was that I just don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. And I think until you shift that, there is nothing, no steps anyone can give you. Mm-hmm. There is nothing no one can tell you. It's like you trying to, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation where you're talking to a friend and you're trying to help them and they have this vision and you're like, oh yeah, because you can do this and then you can do that. And they're like, I don't have time. That literally, it's like a wall goes up right then and there. You can't get beyond that wall.
Yeah, right. No.
You then you have to decide, do you want to spend the energy knocking that wall down? I don't think anybody wants to spend their energy that way.
I gotta dig so deep to get in there to explain to you time equals life. And if you don't have any life for the things that you think you're supposed to fulfill, then what good is it? Versus what happened with us great girlfriends is we have so many beautiful, abundant visions that we need manifested. And we needed to know how to reallot our time.
Yeah.
And so that's why Roseanne became essential, because we have the time is there. Roseanne, show us how to reallot or redistribute our time so that we can work on the things that are most effective, that will get us to where we're going, instead of us saying, well, maybe this will never happen because we don't have enough time, so we'll just kill the vision.
Right.
We're not going to put walls up over our business like that.
Exactly.
You know?
And sometimes you got to bring in help.
Yeah.
We bring in
help.
We bring in help for everything,
Yes,
right?
we do.
We bring in help for so many different things. We bring in a trainer if we want to work out.
Yeah.
You know, we bring in coaches for all kind of different things. You have to bring in help if you need to.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all about burning the superwoman cape. It may sound cute. It may look cute. Oh, this is my superwoman. I'm superpower. This. I burn that cape. When I'm tired, I'm tired. When I can't do it, I ask for help. And it took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Because part of it was I was enjoying what I was doing, so I didn't think that I needed help. Until one day I got some help. I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. I need some help.
It's easier.
Right. So, now I'll ask for help. But the reason I keep going back to making sure that you're walking your own path is because you have to look at your life and stop looking at other people's life. What do I mean by that? I'm going to talk to the woman who doesn't have everything explained. She doesn't have everything sorted out. She's trying to figure out what is her purpose, what is her why, what is her motive. And that has been my story for a really long time. I have friends who went to law school, they studied law, and then they became a lawyer. I have friends who, they did accounting and they're accountants, and it was just so easy for them. My life has not been a well-orchestrated plan. I was born in Connecticut. 6 weeks later, I moved to Jamaica. I lived in Jamaica until I was 16 years old. Fast forward, I came back to New York. I studied travel, tourism, and hospitality. So I did my associates, and then I did my bachelor's and my master's in corporate communication. So we went from travel, tourism, hospitality. Now we're doing communications. Okay, this doesn't make any kind of sense, but we're moving with it. Then I told you, ladies, how I started working as an event planner for the bar president of Brooklyn, and then I did consulting. Then fast forward, I moved to China to teach English for 2 years, and then I came back, started working in human resources, doing benefits, and all these things that had nothing to do with the event planning that I was doing before or the teaching that I was doing before. And then fast forward, everything that I'm doing with productivity coaching was based on all my experiences before. So if you're looking at someone else's life like, oh, but they're a lawyer, they're a doctor, they know their why, they know what they're supposed to do. Stop looking to the left, stop looking to the right. Get in your own lane and do what you need to do. You are
Because you
enough.
really do waste your time looking around.
You waste time scrolling. I don't know how much time I wasted last night scrolling, and then I couldn't sleep. We waste time scrolling.
Yeah.
Scrolling through the Instagram, looking, oh man. And here I go like, dang it, why didn't I go to the Women's March? Oh man, so scrolling literally, you're looking and I'm like, oh yeah, they worked out. I should have went to the gym early. I need to, and literally as we're scrolling through these social media things, we're sometimes quickly comparing our life to theirs.
We are.
Very, very quickly.
We are.
Or not quickly sometimes.
Sometimes
Some
it's
people
slow
are
death.
spending, some people are spending legit time. There was a Nielsen study on Black Girl Magic that showed that African American women were spending more time on social than any other class of people. And the amount of time was alarming. I don't want to quote the wrong number, but I do want to say it was more time than people have to spend on social when they're not producing on social.
Right.
So, people are living on social media and consumed by what's taking place, and that's time wasted. Like
right.
you said.
And it's one thing to be inspired. You go on and you say, oh, this person did this. That's great. And I feel inspired to accomplish my dream or my goal. That's great. But if you're going on and you're feeling depressed after you get off because of all the other things people are accomplishing, you need to shut that page down.
Just shut it down.
I've been guilty.
Yeah. And me too.
Yeah, of
And sometimes
course.
I'm telling you, that Women's March did me in. Where was I at during the Women's March? Having brunch in Soho. And so, I'm just being very honest.
Yes.
And I was like, crap, why didn't I get the memo for this?
Yeah.
And even it was everywhere.
It was
How did
everywhere.
I miss the memo, right?
missed it too.
It's embarrassing. I probably should edit this out the podcast. Because people are probably really brand us,
Yep,
you're that
really.
unwoke.
Yep.
But seriously. And, and so I'm looking, I'm like, God, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have had Sky out there, with me. And it just happens as you're looking, you're like, oh, what's that event? Everybody went to that event. Oh man, I should have went to that event. Or, it really does take up way too much time. Not just time, it takes up too much head and heart space.
Too much space.
Yeah.
And those are the stories that we're telling ourselves. I should have. Why didn't I? I can't. Those are the same stories that we're going over every day.
Yeah.
And how are you going to be productive if you keep beating yourself up? We have to be gentle with ourselves, woman. Okay, maybe we should have done XYZ, but we didn't. Now we're moving forward.
Right.
And that's how you get to your productive place. You make peace with where you are right now, and then you start going. So that's why I kept saying I'm hesitant to tell you, make a realistic schedule, break it down into this. Yes, you do all that, but first, we got to get that mind right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so maybe part of it, like, is saying it. I do have time.
I do have time. I am enough. There is enough. Right? We get rid of all the guilt. I remember when I was in China, these little girls used to come up to me. I'm talking about 50, 60-pound little girls coming to me saying, oh, Roseanne, I'm too fat. I'm not beautiful enough. I said, where did you get that from? Well, I was looking at this magazine, and then they'll show me an American magazine, and I'm like, you are thinking that you're not enough. Because you're looking at a girl who doesn't even look like herself.
That is not a representation of America. Let's start there. Right.
The girl on the cover wish she looked like the girl on the cover. Right? So we have to just get with it, right? You are enough. Right where you are, you're enough. It broke my heart. I'm talking about skinny girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too fat. I'm not this enough. My hair is not long enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not short enough. I'm not this enough.
Yeah.
Enough with the enough.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying about the mindset too is so interesting because I feel like sometimes we treat time like it's this endless commodity, and so we just kind of toss it here and there. We spend it where we want, then we chase it when we need it, then we throw it when we want to, and we don't quite honor it. You know what I'm saying? Or place enough emphasis and value on it until there's something that we truly desire, and then we weigh it against all the things that we did to manipulate time, and we're like, oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. When the truth of the matter is, if we just in our consciousness honor time, honor which time we said time equals life, you said. So life equals time, time equals life. So I need to honor time, therefore I need to honor my life.
Honor your life.
So if I
Reclaim
do
your time, redeem your time.
then that says to me, if I have enough time, I have enough life. I am enough time, I am enough life.
Right.
I have, and I have the sufficiency, but I feel like the honor part, I know was definitely lost on me until I had 2 kids. And I was like, oh no. Oh no! All these jokers want is my time, so I really have to claim it and honor it and make sure that I'm conscious of how it's being used, so that it doesn't get manipulated by other people's ideas. But when you say mindset, it becomes so real, and then here comes 40.
Right.
And 40 teaches you something different about time, because some people say you're halfway through your life. I totally disagree. But some people say that. And then according to the studies, they say the average American lives till 79. So according to a study, however, there are people around the world that are living to 100 and beyond.
Right.
So my time is what I think it is. But if I have the mindset that I'm running out, that scarcity mindset, then 40 will be scary for me.
Absolutely.
And I would feel like it's too late for me to start anything, that I just need to settle into time, versus what I'm hearing you say is if we honor it and know that we have enough, and that we have that it's an extraordinary gift that we possess, then we know that it keeps replenishing. The more we honor it,
right,
the more fulfillment we gain, the more passion and pleasure we gain, and the more results that we get from that time that we have when we honor it.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. So just real quick, I was watching a special on ESPN, not ESPN, I lied, CNN last night. This is Life. The Wonder List. Have you guys seen that?
I haven't.
This gentleman, I can't think of his name, he goes to Greece. Ikaria? Greece? I could be saying it wrong for all of our friends in Greece. At one of the 9 green zones in the world where people live long and healthy. And it talks about why they thrive, and it's because they have the keys to fulfillment. And that mindset that you're talking about is for sure the leading extraordinary reason why some people live much longer and stronger than others.
Right.
It's because of their mindset around time.
Absolutely. And when you talk about time, let's just break it down into bite-sized pieces, right? So if you want to accomplish a goal, or if there's something that you want to do, you break it up into small pieces. How do you lose weight? You don't just lose 20 pounds, you lose it 1 pound at a time. How do you write a book? You write it 1 word at a time. So I think sometimes the reason we're so overwhelmed is because we just have this elaborate, big goal that just needs to be broken down. So I just want to make sure that you girlfriends know that everything that you want to accomplish is absolutely possible. Just break it down into smaller pieces, that way it's not so overwhelming.
I love that. It reminds me of episode 39 that we did with Elle Brown, and she was talking about how much weight she had lost.
Oh my gosh!
And remember that? And
like
she was saying
100 pounds, right?
Yeah, it was like, but she was like, it was literally like, I think she said 10 or 15 pounds at a time. So she said she lost like, you know, maybe it was 10 pounds 10 times.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and looking at
Absolutely.
it like that versus saying, because if you lay 100 pounds in front of you,
Oh my gosh. Forget
you're
it.
like,
Never mind. I'm done.
Never mind. Give me that cookie.
Give me that
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's so
Absolutely. Yeah. So you just have to break it down. Stop making your goals so gigantic.
good. So how many words are in a book? Do you know, is it like 80,000 or something like that?
It depends. It could be 140, 140,000. It could be 100,000. It could be 60,000.
So if you literally broke that up and you said, I want to have a book out in 2 days, in 2 years, 2 days. I mean, you can just break it out by words. I like that
You
word
can.
by word.
Yeah. That is definitely the way to do it. Just take bite-sized pieces to accomplish those goals.
Absolutely. And then you break that down by years by months, months by weeks, weeks by days, and it gives you like a really attainable goal.
There you go.
Because what I'm hearing you say, Roseanne, is it helps to fuel and reinforce the mindset. You will see that the momentum actually recharges you and gives you more confidence in what you think is true, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, writing out time too has been helpful for me. Like saying, what do I need to accomplish in a week? Okay, now what do I do every day? Then that makes you protective over your time because you can see that if you calling me about this conversation to vent, and it's during my great girlfriend time or my HFR event planning time or whatever, I know what this conversation is biting into.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it makes me say, okay, is this something she really needs from me?
Yeah.
You know, do I take this call or is this something I can do later after I've accomplished the things I need to accomplish in a day?
That's a good word, Brandis. You have to protect your time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, when you write those goals down and you look at what you need to accomplish, any kind of foolishness, any kind of drama, anything that's going to take away your peace or take away the time that you need to accomplish those goals, you're going to say no to it. It's going to become so easy.
It's so true. I'm gonna tell you, it's so funny. So me and y'all, if you have sisters, you can probably relate to this. So sisters can stay on the phone talking about nothing for a whole lot of time.
Nothingness.
And me
But
and
it be something though.
It be something. It be an intense nothing.
Yes.
Okay. And that's how like me and my younger sister are. We can stay on the phone, and that conversation can go like, I don't know, all over the world and back. So we literally don't answer each other calls if we know. Like she does not answer my call if she know that I'm just calling to chit chat.
Just to chit chat.
And she's in the middle of something. And the same with me. I mean, as much as I love her, it's like we're not getting anything accomplished on this call. So it's no point.
I know. I did definitely feel a certain way. My sister Minthia had some stuff going on. And so she was like, well, I gotta go. I'm like, what? Yeah, what you mean you gotta go? This is my... And I felt like she was depriving me. And I'm like, well, where are you going? What are you doing? She had some things she was working on for work. And she was like, well, I can't talk. I gotta go. I'm like...
Right.
But I have to respect it.
Absolutely.
Because I can't contribute towards whatever that thing is she's working on. I need to be the one to say, girl, you go.
Right.
You go.
And you need people like that in your life.
Yeah.
Exactly. People who respect your time, people who you know that when you need a sounding board, they're there, but when you just need to chit chat just to release from all the things you did for the day. I have a group chat with my sisters, and sometimes if I turn my phone off, I'll come back to like 80 messages.
Yes, of nothing.
I am not exaggerated.
Right.
And I love it because they're the same girls I could go back to and be like, what do you think about this book cover? What do you think about this title? Let me run this by you, you know?
Yeah.
So they're there for you to release and just enjoy life, because that's one thing about my productivity coaching. I have to have harmony, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you go back to women who are in business, sometimes you'll hear someone like, oh, you have to hustle. And I'm like, no, I need harmony. I can't just have, work, but then I'm not spending time with my family. I'm not spending time with my sisters, my friends. I need harmony in everything. It can't just be all about working. Then you have the one who wants to grind. I'm like, no, I'll take some grace. Mm-hmm. God, you show me what I need to do so that I don't have to be grinding. Mm-hmm. And then there's a strategy,
Yeah.
You can't just be struggling all day.
Right. I would rather make the investment in a trainer that's going to help me sharpen the way I approach things than for me to grind aimlessly
Right.
Yes.
or hustle hard with no real sense of direction or outcome. I'd rather make the investment and be like, here's my trainer, Roseanne. Ooh woo woo. Roseanne. That's a joke, girlfriends, because I called her Roseanne Ooh Woo Woo in our first edit, and we had to go back and do it over because I just really jacked up her last name. But, here's my investment. Now help me optimize my time so that my result is manifested, and then do it that way.
Yeah, I think that's one of the
smart.
biggest things. You have to ask for help. If maybe you need help for someone to watch your kids so that you can work on a goal, whatever it is, you figure out where is it that you're lacking time, or that you think you're lacking time. Where is it that you think you're lacking resources? And you ask for help. You have friends in all different industries, so maybe you don't know everything, but that's one of the words I want you to cast away. I don't know. You better go on this www dot and figure it out.
Dr. Google.
We do not have this internet at our fingertips for no reason. So I don't want to hear my great girlfriend saying, I don't know. I don't want to hear them saying there is not enough time or there isn't enough. I don't want to hear them saying I am not enough. I don't want to hear them saying I can't. And I don't want to hear them saying I should have. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's okay. We're moving on.
Aww.
Get your mindset right.
It reminds me when Dylan was small. Well, even now, sometimes she'll come to me because something might be difficult. She's like, "Mommy, I can't," and she whining and stuff. And I'm like, "We don't say I can't. What do we say?" She goes, "How can I?"
I love it.
Yes. Turn
Because
it
in our
into
house,
a
we don't
question.
say I can't. We say, "How
Exactly.
can I?" And then the answer comes out. I love that, Roseanne. It's so good.
But the funny thing about what you're teaching your little girl, I love it, because when you tell yourself you can't, you shut down all your
You
resources.
shut
You shut down your
down.
mind. Your mind is like,
yeah.
oh, we can't? Okay, we
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
When you ask that question,
Yeah.
your mind goes searching
It
for
does.
answers.
It goes. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, what we tell ourselves is so incredibly
Yeah.
important. It changes everything, and I just go back to, I can remember that time and how stressed I was and how much anxiety I had over my time. I was trying to figure out, how do I do this with a baby at home? I honestly couldn't figure it out. And part of it though was that I was literally shutting it down with my words.
Right. But Brandon, so your mindset, I think, even though you may be a little bit hard on yourself, because I remember listening to an episode and Brandon was like, she's going to the airport and she has Sky, and somebody may have said something to her like, oh, but who's going to help you? And she's like, all them people in the airport? Shoot, I got help for days. And I adopted that mindset too, because I remember once I wanted to go to Turks and Caicos and I just had the travel bug. I had the itch. I'm like, I got to get on this plane. But I was nursing and I didn't have time to take off work, and I thought I didn't have this and I didn't have that. And I had all the stories in my head that I'm telling you not to have. And I said, how can I make this happen? I literally said that to myself. JetBlue showed up and showed out with my little ticket to go to Turks and Caicos. My mother-in-law agreed to watch the kids because my husband was going to be working. My husband agreed that it was okay for me to go by myself. Like, no, babe, you can't come. I just need to do some little self-care on the beach by myself.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the timing in which it happened, you would think it's magic. But I thank God for, one, giving me the mindset to say, okay, I can't just keep saying I can't, because I'm going to be nursing for a good couple more months and I cannot just sit in this house. I need to do something.
Right.
So I changed it to how can I? And that trip manifested. It was an amazing time on
You
the
were there
beach.
for like a day, right?
I was there for a day.
A day?
That's all I needed. I needed the beach. Listen, I went to the Hamptons in July. I was sweating, forehead burned. I went in that water. It was freezing. I said, I can't. I got to go to the Caribbean. This beach is not working out for me. I need water that is warm. I need sun that is kissing my face. I need a big piece of fish. That's what I need. Not no Cooper's Beach sitting there toasted and still cold water. No.
Right.
Yes.
So I asked myself, how can I? And I believe it. It
I
happened.
love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a game changer for somebody. Like, somebody is like, okay, I got it. Somebody's literally on their break from work, on lunch break, and there's something that they've told themselves because their boss just asked them to do some project.
Right.
And they're trying to figure out, how in the world am I going to get this project done with everything else I got to do? And now they're asking themselves, how can I?
Right.
I can do it, but how can I do it? Like, that question is so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roseanne.
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure.
How can they keep up with you?
All right, so let's go. Social, Instagram, at RUWAGUE. That's R Uwague. Say it, Sybil.
No,
www.roseanneuwague.com. That's ROSEANNEUWAGUE.com.
I tell you, I can spell it all day. Pronouncing it is a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle. I love that. Well, girlfriends, thank you for spending your afternoon or morning or whatever time of day it is with us. And make sure you leave your reviews and have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Thanks, great girlfriend.
Until next time. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Great Girlfriends.
Yes, if you enjoyed this episode, please share this with 3 of your great girlfriends.
Absolutely. And make sure you jump onto iTunes right now and leave your review. Let the world know how you feel about our 5-star show.
Absolutely. And we like to end our episodes by thanking our husbands.
Thank you, Kwaku.
Thank you, Mr. Rich Daniel.
And then we thank the minis. Thank you, Sam and Dylan.
And thank you to Miss Sky.
And thank you, great girlfriends, for trusting us as your go-to source for everything life, love, and laughter. Make sure you listen each Wednesday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Bean, Podcast Republic, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and every other podcasting service.
Yes, and please check us out on our social. You can follow us on Instagram,
The Great Girlfriends,
on Twitter,
_GreatGFS,
on Facebook,
The Great Girlfriends.
and please do join our Facebook group with over 16,000 great girlfriends.
Yay!
And that is
The Great Girlfriends.
awesome.
Make sure you post your questions online, share with your friends,
Keep listening
and keep being a great girlfriend. I'm Sybil,
I'm Brandis.
and we're signing off. Peace.